It sounds like the influence is hope and belief and faith stuff.
Never considered that, but that could be too. Yeah, because these people have these ideas and attitudes. And that's part of the creation of the influence. It's hope, belief, faith. It's an influence. I believe. How many people that they believe strongly in whatever they believe in? So that's certainly an influence. A tap line.
As one stands back and watches all that is taking place in this world, it is not hard to see the forces each person decides will enter their life, as it does their dream visions, because each of us must live our lives here. We also decide how our life will be, and so what most people have is a very limited arena to choose from. And that is why I'm here. I have been to the gods of man and seen their operations from the inside, and I know from experience what they're doing. They are a particular way, just like the wild beasts that roam the jungles, who are nice to their own kind for the most part, but when something that looks good for dinner comes along, then their attitude changes. When a person understands the forces they are dealing with, then they can make better choices and learn to rise above the drama like a bird in flight. The basic idea of humans is they walk on the ground and all else is a mystery, because the belief systems have told people their gods are a mystery. And as people believe it to be so, then they have accepted the influence as their way of life until they decide differently. Just like all the ingredients of a cake, it takes the emotional ideas that are charismatically presented to seal the deal for those who wanted to be with the influence. The average person mainly thinks in terms of their personal life and not much more, as they are limited by their upbringing and wanting to be accepted into the social order like everybody else. They may belong to some idealistic group, such as religion, metaphysics, meditation, yoga, or any of the numerous invented creations on the planet today. And so their dream visions will imply and be influenced by their connections to these groups and programs. Donald Trump, Tony Robbins, Martha Stewart, Oprah, and hordes of other icons like them have created great empires to be admired and are worshipped by millions. But these people have no way out of the three lower levels. Great business plans, but what they are offering does not suppress and surprise the realms of Maya. What is not seen on the surface are the tap lines that are placed within the various bodies of people, like the malware of one's computer. These tap lines serve the purpose of those who pull them there, just as Neo had in his movies of. It is the same with all the little microscopic germs that all of us carry around and are in the air. We do not see them, yet we know that they're there. But for the most part, many do not want to believe that they exist. Most of life is always unseen and hidden. And so to compensate for this unawareness, people use their minds and decide what they think life is to be. And as it comes out different than that, what they thought, they simply pretend that it isn't so. Just like global warming that has been taking place for the longest time, and how most people want to deny it so they can continue as they always have with their personal life. But now the public is very aware of it and has become overly confined to them. This is how most people are. Instead of exploring life to see the bigger picture, they mainly hide from the reality of their present situations, even though they think otherwise. All of us are experiencing this world, and the various and vast implications of it. Our modern society has produced an endless amount of fantastic phenomena for everyone to experience, yet none of it has anything to do with real freedom. There is no answer to life science, only physical applications. People do have the freedom to do what they want. And so again, in their minds, they look for the choices they are making as the only freedom there is and can ever be. No wonder most people cannot understand their dream visions, nor do they want to. They are too busy checking their cell phones and looking for the next thrill as the inventors bring their goodies to the public. Again, it is not a matter of changing anything here, but becoming more aware in the true sense, adding to our existing experiences. The new man and the real universal guides are constantly providing more opportunities and making it fun. When I was a member of Paul's original teachings, then it became the corporation. After Paul left, I was being shown the tap lines that were put into the membership on the astral level without their consent, or them even being aware of what was taking place. A very suspected fellow that headed spiritual services is put. I was constantly being shown by Rebazar and Paul what was taking place at what I now call the corporation. The president of the corporation, under Crone, along with all the board members, are involved as well, just like Durwood and John Roger Hiccups. It's all about the money and the control. The same is true of Gerald, who is under the direction of Crone, because Gerald is the puppy dog who gets his instructions from her. Gerald was the passing of the rod of power in 201, but he does not have the courage to admit it. He is hiding just like all those who are under him, along with his Joni. Rebazartars and the real guides do not recognize the corporation as anything, nor do they back what is taking place there. If a person wants real answers, then they should ask to be shown. as they lay their body down at night, and the real guides will show them who all the false headmasters are. Gerald, Durwood, John Roger, and multitudes of others use the same negative psychic stunts to keep their people emotionally tied to them as worshipers. The rep systems do the same, as they have millions connected to their programs from the lower astral realm with their tap lines. Unless a person is with the real guidance, then it would be the best to belong to nothing at all. Even so many of their nonprofit organizations that look so good are not what they really seem. Check them out to see if they will guide a person to the real freedom during this lifetime. My dream adventures and dream visions have been super extensive in this lifetime because of how I have applied myself with the real guides. There are many paths and teachings on this panel, and most people always look to what is popular. And some of those who are providing answers are sincere and do have a grasp of a particular truth, but they cannot take a person to the real universes and give them real freedom. And what good are they in the long run? When a person does not dream or even know that the personal possibilities exist, then they do really have but a temporary physical existence, only a one-dimensional life with nowhere else to go. This area of life is one-dimensional, even though the scientific community says it is three-dimensional and possibly four. Past lives play a big part in what takes place in the person's dream visions, or may not take place at all, because all of us have come from a succession of seemingly endless lifetimes to this very moment. There is so much more to us than we see on the surface. All of us are the sum total of our experiences, as each lifetime is an addition to all that we have come to know. I'm sure there's something that you men have to say about all that.
Going back to the presenting and sharing our experiences and what we're aware of, especially the real guides, and just sharing. And when people, sometimes it triggers people's attitudes, or it triggers something within them that they don't understand, and they react. And that's why they call it a cult, or they call it teaching, or something funny. I think we're doing. Maybe the deep state, we're part of the cabal. Maybe they think whatever it is, it's their creation. It's what they have within them. It's not anything that we're doing except for sharing. So it's kind of interesting how it just triggers something within a person. They could get real mad, or they could ask us, well, don't you believe in God? Or it triggers their belief system somehow, or some attitude. And they don't. Another thing, they don't recognize our sincerity. They recognize the distortion that's presented to them from the system. That when they're presented with true sincerity, again, they get suspicious. They get they get distorted, they get funny themselves because they're okay with distortion. That's fine. But when true sincerity or purity comes, then it's hard for them to relate, basically. There's nothing for them to relate to. And that's a big part of this. This isness, there's nothing to relate to it. Yeah. So kind of we're building a bridge through these references and through hints and point guidance and education, building a bridge to this recognition, this way to relate to it somehow. So that's a big key there. And the guides are indifferent to our creation. To us, our creations are a big deal. You know, our house or our bodies or whatever it is, it's a big deal to most people. But to the guides, it's a creation, and they're indifferent to it. That's not their thing. That's why they can let it be. Whatever we do, they're not here to change us or anything. They're presenting something wonderful, and it's up to us to get through ourselves and through these attitudes that I mentioned, or beliefs, or whatever it is blocking us to see more. And so that we can relate and align ourselves and relate to this reality. So it's always very interesting to me. Lila, did you say that you had a new take on the new you? Is there a new idea for that? Did you say there was a new take on the new you?
Yes.
Before the show?
Yes, I did.
Do you want to talk about that?
Well, this new addition to the new you is something pretty powerful. I think it has a nice relationship with the new you. It says, I is, and it's the is instead of I want or I me or something. It's I is. The all is. You. That's what it is. I is. The all is. You're claiming that you are part of the all is. And it makes it a very powerful it makes it very powerful. Much more so. It's more complete now this way.
You do this before bed or?
Yes. Or in the morning, or whenever you think about it. Whenever you think about the new you, whenever you want to complete it, you do that. And it is more complete. And it is more powerful, really.